Morning, guys. Bobby Roast Beef here. It's the Jigs and Bigs podcast and YouTube channel. Doing a little bit of a short send today. We've got some weather that's going to come in. It is just after 6:30 right now, and it looks like at about noon we're supposed to get a thunderstorm that comes through. That's going to drop like half an inch of rain, and it's going to be pretty crazy. So I'm looking to be on the water and then off the water before that happens. The jam today is I'm heading out to a river system that comes out of the Quabbin Reservoir, and this spot is just a trout angler's paradise. It's super clear water, it's super cold water. Trout do really, really well in there all year round. You got brook trout, rainbows, and browns. They do stock this river. There are some areas too, I've caught some other species there as well. Pickerel, small bass, but primarily we're looking at trout right here. Now, the last time I fished it this year, the water level was crazy high. It was in the spring, and the current was insane. Fingers crossed that it's back to levels that I'm more accustomed to in the kayak. So this could be a good time. Be interesting. I don't know how it's going to be as far as pressure. Sometimes, this is a very pressured body of water just in general, but sometimes it's absolutely dead calm, quiet, nobody's down there, and then other times it is just a zoo and there's people all over the place, both wreck kayakers and fishermen and fly anglers and you name it. I mean, it's just a mix. So we'll see what happens. We'll be there shortly, and we'll rig up and send it. All right, let's do it. Water looks really good, really good. Big difference from when I was here a couple months ago. I haven't fished here. I haven't had success fishing here since last fall, but this looks really good, so we'll see what happens. Look at how clear this water is. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I got a good feeling. I got that good trout feel. Let's see what we're dealing with here. All right, guys. Well, I sent it, went down river, and turned around when I had gone so far that I needed that amount of time to get back before the storm started coming in. Just some rain kind of stopped, but I looked at the radar. It looks like we're going to get actually hit pretty hard. So I'm glad I got off the water. It seemed as if right before it started to rain, those trout started to fire up. I caught a handful of brookies, first brooks ever, but they were like 6 inches long. Like, they wouldn't have done anything for the tournament. I didn't even get any pictures because I was like, they're on, let's just cast. I really should have. And I had a rainbow that was on that shook off as I was putting the net in the water right at the boat. So that would have been helpful. That would have been a point. But I'm going to call it for today. This video is going to be a chronological sort of like look at this entire weekend. Tomorrow, I'm heading to a completely different body of water. I believe there are trout in there, but there's also a bunch of other species that I still need, like pike. So we're going to get up early tomorrow. We'll catch you then, all right? Alrighty, guys. So, like I said, this video here is going to encapsulate pretty much the entire weekend. Yesterday was a flop. But we're going out today, and we're going out to a body of water that, yes, does have trout, but they've got pike, and that's kind of the primary focus. Now, I'm not really too stoked about this send because we had a nice little cold front come through last night. Storm probably shook some stuff. In fact, I think like a good half-inch of water dropped. So I don't know what's going to happen when we get there, but we're going to send it. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, man. So we got a little chop today. I have no idea how this is going to go today, guys. This might not be that long of a send. You know, try and get out there and get done what I got to get done. But that wind is going to keep pushing me south from the spot I want to fish. Here we go. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, it's I just talked to a couple of boaters that were about ready to launch this one group in a sailboat with kids, and winds right now they're 12 to 15 miles an hour, and we got whitecaps out there. It sucked. I decided to call it. My goal was to push in the way the direction of the wind was blowing. It was in the direction, or coming out of the direction I needed to go to. So it was blowing against me out there. My plan was to go and find this weed bed that I like, and I've had good results with in the past, and get out there and do the best that I could to get out there. Well, I was pedaling as fast as possible, as hard as possible, and I was moving backwards. My GPS was showing me moving in the opposite direction that I was going, because it was pushing me back. So I took that as a sign that weed bed was not going to produce, at least today. Then my next move was to go back closer to the ramp where I had a little bit of shelter from this small point that comes out, throw a few casts out that way. But I started with a bladed jig, because of the wind, but we just had this front come through and a bunch of rain, which cooled that water down. So I made a few casts to give it its due. No follows, nothing like that. I cut that off, and I got significantly more subtle with a finesse swim bait. Started casting that around, and then I decided to go and fish this other bank that looked like it was a little bit more sheltered from the wind, and it just pushed me down so fast to the end of the bank. So I decided I'd turn back around, cut my losses. There is a spot where there are bowfin that needs to be fished from the bank. It's a very small spot, so I'm going to go there. And then there's another spot, again, another bank spot, that I'm going to go and try and catch some brown trout. So this drive was not a waste. It's just not turning out the way that I had anticipated. But let's go ahead and do it. So, not a bite. There's this road that kind of splits the lake I tried to fish. There's a small little pond that's on the other side and a pipe that connects the two. And it's actually a lot of weeds, a lot of lily pads. So I went out with a frog initially, a white frog, changed the color to a black frog, and didn't so much as get a tap, nothing at all. Of course, you know, I mean, with the wind gust the way it is, I'm not thinking that top water is going to be the move. It's just my thought process. So I shifted gears and I went to another bait that I know that that bowfin will just eat up, and it's kind of a go-to all over the place, and that's a green pumpkin Senko, and not so much as a bite. So I'm gonna kind of gather my thoughts, think about the next move. The next spot I think is going to end up being Browntown, and hopefully I can duck out of the wind. I think I should be okay. I think this has enough shelter from the wind. I might be able to actually get some stuff productively done. So let's see. Yep. This here is Browntown. I have never fished it when shit was grown up like this. I should have taken some leader line. The water is low. Actually, like, surprisingly low, to tell you the truth. I ain't worried about that shit at all. Smallie. Yep, little smallmouth. This for this spot is what you would expect for a smallmouth, but I've caught bigger ones. Guy's got some fucked up gills. Let's release him. There we go. Just hooked a little smallie.
Yeah?
Yeah, tiny one. Yeah, I'll be out of your hair, man. I gotta catch one brown for this scavenger hunt I'm in, and I'll be freaking out of here. There you go. Hey, it's not a bad idea. It's a freaking fantastic day for it.
On.
Make the wade, yeah.
It's not bad at all. You can walk in the water. There's a nice level area to get down to that. But then second over, that's where they're jumping.
Oh, really? All right, I'll take a walk.
You know, just so you can get your little thing.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Run right over there. I'm gonna work my way down. got some minnows here. And it'll be great. Do all my measuring right there. Are they on that shopping cart pattern, do you think? No wonder these fucking trout like this so much. I should take the fucking board down with me though. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is kind of dope. This is sort of like everything BFS fishing was meant to be. Just standing in the river. And I'm catching some small ones, but at least I'm catching them, jeez. If the bites stop, I'm just gonna fucking go back up. Maybe tie a leader. Holy shit, okay. Rock bass, look at that, that's our point that we needed. We got a point today, buddy. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did, buddy. Yeah. Wouldn't it be terrible if he didn't hit the minimum, though? Wouldn't it suck if he didn't hit the minimum? Wouldn't it suck? Well, he's not. So guys, this little rock bass right here did not hit the minimum needed for the scavenger hunt. He comes in at just 7 1/4, and I need him to go a solid 8 inches. And that's no good. But the good news is, even going straight braid is still going to get the bites. So we're going to put this guy back. We're going to walk out and put him back. A nice, graceful release, assuming I don't fucking fall on my fat ass. There you go, buddy. All right. And there he is. Okay. All right, so they will bite it. We're going to keep at it and try to keep from fucking shit up. I need him to go 8 inches. Everything except sunfish. And I'll be completely straight up. that bite from that fish was way better than any of the bites on the jig. A motherfucking stick roll. A motherfucking stick roll. Yet another rock bass that does not make the cut for the tournament. Or at least this guy, we're gonna keep trying. We'll give it a little while. There you go, bud. Peace. Dudes, that was so much fun. It's amazing how things just turn around on you. I mean, it wasn't an amazing day fishing. I caught in hand, I caught 3. One smallmouth. That was the first one I caught. I caught 2 rock bass that did not make the cut for my tournament, which is disappointing, to say the least, because you know, when you see rock bass, you're like, okay, well, at least they'll do a little something for the scavenger hunt. Not the case. Not the case today. Instead, I did manage to get a bunch of bites. I did see one trout following my bait, but was just not interested. I was throwing a Bronco blade down there and a Kitech mono jig. That jig is what initially was getting a follow from a trout, and then when I switched to the Bronco blade, which was getting bit everywhere else, it wanted nothing to do with that. So yeah, good stuff. I'm calling it just because in there it's so rocky. It's a style of fishing that I have never done before. Not bank fishing, but I was actually wading in the water. I was up to about my knees, and it was absolutely out of this world. So pack it up, gonna go and have a nice night at home, and then I'm hitting it tomorrow, Father's Day, another solo send. And I think I might go back to the spot where I attempted to fish in the kayak today, but it all went to hell. We're going to take a look at the weather, though, and see what tomorrow's supposed to be like. Good morning, guys. We're sending it. It's early. It's just 5 o'clock right now. The sun coming up. Got gassed up. We're ready to rock. We're heading back to the spot I went to yesterday, up the Shears. Up there, you know, we had some crazy wind conditions that kept me from getting to the spots that I wanted to fish. So I fished a little bit where it was sheltered, and of course, you know, that went nowhere. And yesterday's adventure turned out the way that it did. But today, the forecast looks like we're going to have slightly more clouds and significantly less wind, like maybe about like the third of MPHs, which is great. A little bit of wind is okay, you know. A big ass body of water like that, it gets choppy quick, it gets crazy. So we're gonna send it, get out there first thing, pike. We're looking for some rock bass. We're looking for some crappie. So we got all of our gear rigged up, and we're good to go. We'll get on the water ASAP. Vastly different conditions than it was yesterday, and man, on the drive up, I fucked up bad. I totally forgot that I had mentioned to a buddy that I was going to fish this morning, and I made the snap decision to come right back here, completely negating that we had made plans. So I'm a piece of shit. But check out that guy with that little, you know those plastic square boats that people use. Guy's staging right there at the ramp. And we got a group of folks who were clearly still partying from Saturday night come down to the bank with beers at just 6 a.m. Giddy up, baby. This ought to be good. So what you guys did not see was I had tied on this floating jerkbait from eBay Lure Lab, and it got just absolutely smashed as soon as it hit the water on the first cast. In fact, the fish hit it as it hit the water, lure came up, landed again. I gave it one jerk and I actually snagged the fish. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, well, it is after 10 o'clock now. I've been out here for 4 hours, and I had one fish, that first smallmouth that I caught on that floating jerk. So that's going to be it for here, and I'll show you why. Right over there, that's the North American lake louse, doing what it does best. Oh, got the skier up. Nice. Good for you guys. Good for you guys. So yeah, I'm going to call it because dealing with them sucks. And there's 2 others on the water right now, and there's sure to be more. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, it was getting kind of rough out there. I counted 6 jet skis in the parking lot that were all, prepping to launch. There were 4 other wreck boats on top of those other ones that chased me off, and it's just going to be absolute chaos out there. So, it's a holiday weekend in a way. Father's Day, everybody wants to be out on the water, so it's going to be a mess. My plan is to go and hit a grocery store around the corner up here for some provisions, grab a bite. I'm famished, and I'm also gonna check the plumbing over there, and then I think the plan is I am going to just say screw it and just try and go and catch some big bass if I can. There is a spot that I know that I've caught some real big ones on in the past. We'll see how it goes. It was a ridiculous bite today. Super subtle baits seemed to be what they were looking for. I asked, there was a boat that was out there trolling for trout. They said they caught in total about 7, mix of rainbows and browns. And in my mind, I'm thinking, cool, that would be awesome. I could use those. But I asked them, I said, how deep were they? And he goes, they were about, 20, 25 feet. So I said, all right, they were where they were out. It looked like where they would have gotten that deep was at the entire opposite end of the lake where I was. It was, everybody I talked to was kind of just, grinding it out. There was one dude that I spoke with that he said he caught 3. One was a decent one. There was another dude that I talked to, and I think he was the most honest, and he caught nada. And it was rough. It was rough. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I should have known better. After eating a delicious caprese sandwich and enjoying some blueberry mango polar seltzer, I'm realizing I woke up at 4:30 this morning, and I would be okay with taking a little snooze with the dogs. So I'm going to scrap this last spot, call the weekend a wrap right now, and we caught some species, the vast majority of which didn't count for a thing. I'll edit this piece of trash video someday, maybe it won't ever be seen, and we'll send it next week. We got a little bit of drama here at this boat launch. All right, we'll see you guys next time.